What's up, everybody? This is Coach MJ for a late afternoon edition of our Lunch and Learn for today, which is going to be about the secrets to writing powerful messaging that wins sales. And so, if you are an entrepreneur, right, sales is your everything, right? No matter whether you have a product for sale or a service, such as the coaches that I work with, you have to be able to become effective at sales in order to move your product or service from your mind, from your warehouse, from your inventory into the hands, hearts, and minds of your intended customers. And a lot of people, this is why they shy away from entrepreneurship or from being in business for themselves, is because they realize there is a component of sales that is involved, right? But really, there's nothing that happens. There's nothing that exchange hands in any place in life unless somebody makes a sale. Whether you are selling a product or service, whether you are selling an idea, you are constantly in the process of selling yourself or something that you have. Even if you don't see it that way, when you try to convince your spouse or your children of something, you are selling. And so you have the ability to sell already. You just don't necessarily know the secrets to what makes it effective when you are able to convince somebody to do things your way. Because really that's what selling is to show them that you have the answer that they need. So today we're going to be talking specifically about writing powerful messaging, because in the online space, a lot of what you are doing is, from an advertising and promoting perspective, is writing copy. Whether you are writing a script that you're going to use in a YouTube ad or in a YouTube video, whether you are writing something to your email list, whether you are writing an ad that's going to show up in people's news feeds, you want to be able to write powerful, effective, influential copy, or people are just going to ignore you. They're going to become blind to you. They're going to unsubscribe, they're going to unfollow, they're going to block, they're going to do whatever. And let me first give a little caveat here that having people unsubscribe or block or unfollow you is not the worst thing in the world. You don't need those vanity metrics of having all these followers and all these likes in order to be effective. You just need to tap deeply into the minds and hearts of the people who want what you have. A lot of people are super impressed by people that have 1 million followers and hundreds of thousands of likes and all of this stuff. But a lot of those people that have those vanity metrics are not making any money off of some of that. And I know on YouTube, some of that can be monetized, just having people following you. But when you are selling a product or service beyond just the words that you're saying on the screen, when you are not just an influencer and so your words is the whole thing, you're actually trying to sell a product or service, you want to make sure that you can get people to do something beyond just click like or follow you. Because there's a lot of people with a ton of followers and it's not translating into money because they're wanting to sell something else, and all they're doing is drawing people to their page or to their channel, but they're not getting those things converted into sales. And so as an award, or not an award winning, but as a in-demand coach, or you might win some awards, I won't say you won't, but as an in-demand epic coach, you want to be able to pull people into your universe, but beyond getting them to just listen to you, you also want people to act. You want them to do something. And so today we're going to be talking about the secrets to writing powerful messaging that wins sales. So share this video. I want you to like it if you're watching me on YouTube. Share this with somebody else who you know would benefit from this as well. So the first thing you want to remember when you are thinking in terms of how to write effective sales winning copy or messaging is that everybody looks at any type of advertising piece as far as what's in it for them. People are very self-focused. I won't say self-centered because that has a little bit of a negative connotation, but consumers are very self-focused, especially when they are dividing up their time between being entertained online and sitting through ads or reading flyers and whatever you're doing online, where an advertiser like you would try to get into their heads. They're very focused on what's in it for me. And so you have to make sure that when you are writing copy, that you are making sure that everything in the copy is focused on how it's going to benefit them. I think a lot of times when we are selling, we are so busy focusing on wanting to be able to make the sale, wanting to be able to get them to go to our website or buy this thing or that thing because of what we want out of it. We want revenue. We want sales. We want to get rid of inventory. We want more clients. But all of that is focused on you. And your future customers or clients do not give a rat's behind about what you want. They don't care that you need this money to take care of your family. They don't care about any of that. They're worried about what's in it for them. I know I've recently been seeing a lot of ads, and I see a lot of them doing the same thing. So they're obviously ripping off of somebody's ripping else, or somebody's out there teaching that you need to say things like, I saw one recently saying, unfortunately, we're about to shut down our shop. Things have been tough. I thought it was going to be easier when I started this business as a full-time nurse, but it's a lot tougher. Trying to play the sympathy card. And we're going out of business, and that's why our stuff is on sale. And I guess maybe they did get some clicks. I looked at their ad because I'm always studying copy. And I thought that's terrible. First of all, you're trying to get people to feel sorry for you and buy from you. Strangers, while they may have a general sense of empathy or sympathy for you, that you might be losing your job, but they also probably suspicious that this is just a tactic, a ploy to get them to buy. And so I got the wrong glasses on. Y'all know I'm the glasses queen. Let me put my glasses on. That's why I'm not as focused. Anyway, but you're trying to get people to have sympathy for you because your shop isn't making amount of money. That's not the way to get sales. People don't buy from you out of sympathy. Maybe your friends and family might buy from you when you first start your business because they want you to be successful. But asking strangers to buy from you because your shop isn't working well, like I said, they might have got some clicks, but to me, it was a turnoff because it was like, I don't care what's in it for me. That whole thing that I read, it was like a long thing. None of it talked about, I didn't even know what she was selling or he was selling until I got all the way to the bottom. Well, by then I wasn't interested, right? I need to know what's in it for me from jump. Do you even know who I am? Or are you just throwing this out to just any and everybody and just hoping something sticks, like throwing spaghetti up against a wall? People want to know what is in it for them, how they're going to benefit, what the thing is. I learned something a long time ago about writing a letter, specifically a letter where you want something from people. This would be a fundraising letter or something of that nature. In the first paragraph, really in the first two sentences, it needs to say what this is about. Don't go into your explanation. Tell the person in the first or second sentence, I'm reaching out to you because I'm hoping that you will support me financially in this fundraiser. Then go into it. You can't trick people by making them keep reading to get to what you want. That's not how it works. What you do is you lose people. The longer you go on and they don't even know, okay, what is this? Are you selling me something? Do you want something from me? Who are you? If they have to ask that question after a couple of sentences, they're probably going to get disinterested. And even if they do keep reading, they were going to have the wrong energy. They're going to bring in a spirit of annoyance or anger with you because you tried to pull them in instead of being honest from jump. And so the bottom line is people want to know what's in it for them, and they want to know as quickly as possible what it is that you're selling. The fact that you are selling, the fact that you have a problem, a solution for the problem that they have. And that leads me to the second thing that is a secret to winning powerful copy, is that you need to address people specifically. Now, if they're not on your email list, you don't know them by name necessarily, but so you can't necessarily put their name in that, but you need to at least call out who they are. If it's professional Black women, if it's, teachers, if it's people that live in a certain city, whatever it is, at the beginning, they need to be very clear who you are calling out to make sure that they are a part of that group. You don't want them to have to assume that this applies to them. I can't tell you how many ads I scroll past because of this. They just start in on, again, what they want or what they have, but I don't even know who it's for. And the picture a lot of times is designed to just get your attention, but it's not related to what they're doing at all. So it's not a picture of their product. It's not a picture of them. It's not a picture of what they do. It's probably just, sometimes it's just a bright picture or an odd picture to get you to stop scrolling. But so then I'm like, okay, is this for me? I can't assume that their targeting is on point just because it reached my newsfeed or just because it's in my inbox. I want to know that you know who I am, at least the demographic that I'm a part of, not just dealing with age or race or gender, but just the group of people. This is for people that live in Cincinnati. This is for people who have their bachelor's degree, whatever that is. You need to call that out very quickly and address them specifically so they're like, oh, okay, this is for me. People like to know that something is tailor-made for them. That's what's going to get them to want to keep reading, right? And so that leads me into my next secret to writing powerful messaging that wins sales, and that is to use a tailored approach. There is no product or service that's for everybody on the planet. If you think it is, you're wrong, right? There's no product or service that's ideal for everybody. And the more specific that you can get, the more tailored your language can be. We're talking about speaking their language, using words and examples that they understand, calling out. The more specific you can be in your verbiage, the more specific you can be in your approach and how you angle what it is that you're talking about, the more effective it's going to be. So sometimes the inexperienced marketers think if I'm more general, it'll get more people. No, the more general you are, the more people you're going to lose because they're like, oh, this ain't for me, because anything that's for everybody is for nobody, right? That's just a fact. So you want to be able to speak their language, because speaking their language demonstrates to them that you understand them and that you know them. Again, we don't like advertisers who seem like they're just trying to get our money because they don't even know who we are, what we're going through, what we need, right? But when a marketer gets down in the weeds, that, hey, they know what we want, then you're more likely to engage with them because you figure they took the time, or they must have the solution because they know who I am and they know what I'm going through. And I want to clarify before we get into the final piece of this. When we talk about having a problem that needs to be solved, it's not always something that's negative. You can have a problem because you're looking for a certain type of dress to wear to an event. The problem is you don't know where the dress is and time is running out. You could have a problem of wanting to be entertained, and this particular concert that's being advertised comes to you at the right time, and you're like, yes, now we have something to do that weekend when my friend's in town. We'll go to this concert. So I want you to start thinking about what you do when you think about a problem. It's not always something that on the surface seems like a major negative, but it's still a problem because it's something that somebody wants and they don't know where to get it. They don't know how to get it. They don't know who to get it from. Now, you as a coach are usually solving problems that do have a negative connotation. It's a health problem. It's a relationship problem. It's a financial problem. Those are the big three. That kind of, speaking about problems, kind of leads us into the last big section of the secrets to writing powerful messaging, is that you kind of have to use I'm calling it my 6D formula. All of these pieces they begin with the letter D just to help you remember them. But the dilemma that the person is, or the problem that they have, is the first part. A person has a dilemma. They need to buy a certain thing to solve a problem. They need to correct a habit. They need to get rid of a pain that's in their life. It could be a physical pain. It could be a financial pain. It could be a pain in one of their relationships, in their family, amongst their friends. It could be that they're lonely. It could be any of these things that you are solving, but it starts with having a dilemma. And in your copywriting, you need to call out what that dilemma is. So at the top, they're going to know what's in it for them because you've called them out. You've addressed them specifically. And so then they're going to say, okay, what's she talking about? Oh, and you're going to immediately start describing the dilemma that they have, the dilemma that they are suffering with. And you're going to describe it in such a way that it's specific, and they know. You're not just going to say, and I'm just going to use health as an example, are you sick? Because the immediate question is, sick with what? A lot of people aren't sick at all, but a lot of people are dealing with some type of sickness. But if you just say, are you sick? Or you start talking about being sick, they're going to want to know what you're talking about. You need to get specific. Do you have irritable bowel syndrome? I know a coach who has a coaching offer that helps people resolve irritable bowel syndrome in some kind of a special way that he is the only one that teaches, right? But you have to call that out. You're talking about health. Are you 50 pounds overweight or more? Or something of that nature. And I'm not suggesting that you ask it that bluntly, because you want to make sure that you don't turn people off, even as you're grabbing their attention, right? But when you describe their dilemma, you have to capture their attention. And sometimes it's going to be jarring. Some people will be turned off. I got to kind of take that back. Sometimes people are super sensitive and they may not like your approach, but guess what? You're looking for the people who are desperate for an answer, right? So you're going to call out the dilemma in your sales copy. And then you're going to continue to create a disturbance. That's the second D, around that dilemma. You're going to really be talking about it in great detail. Again, when you describe something in tremendous detail, the person's going to automatically assume that you have the answer. It's like, this person gets it. Either they've lived through it, or they've worked with people that's gone through it, or they went to school for it, whatever that is, right? You create a disturbance around it because you continue to describe it in great detail, that dilemma. You talk about the things that they are going through, the symptoms that they're dealing with, the trials, the true cost of how it's affecting them in their lives. For example, if you have a financial offer or you have a financial problem that you solve, you're describing the things that this person is going through. Maybe they're struggling with bankruptcy. Maybe they have some things they want to be able to do for their family that they can't. And that's creating a disturbance in their mind because they're like, yes, I know I have this problem. Now the symptoms, it's bringing them to a place of emotional connection with that dilemma. That's what that disturbance does. And then in your copy, you need to create doubt that what they are trying to do to solve it is going to work. And I always deal with the super nice people that's like, I don't want the people to be in pain. I don't want to cause them pain. Guess what? Their dilemma's already causing them pain. You're just bringing it to the surface because, again, you are coming with a solution, right? But they have to really connect with the truth about their dilemma. And after you've created that disturbance by describing it in great, great detail, now you create doubt that what they're doing right now, maybe they're not even trying to fix it. Maybe they've convinced themselves that it's okay. But you create doubt that just staying in action will help. They're just not doing anything. You want to create doubt that that's the approach that they should be using. Or if they're trying something that you know doesn't work, you need to create doubt in their mind that that's going to work. Because again, you didn't bring the problem to their life. You didn't bring them the dilemma. But if it was already solved, they wouldn't still have the dilemma. You got to remember that. What they're doing obviously is not working. If it is, they won't be reading your ad. They're reading your ad. They're reading your marketing. They're reading your messaging because they need help still. So whatever they're doing, you have to know what those things are that they are constantly currently doing to address or ignore the problem that they have so that you can then say, that's not going to get it. So you've identified the dilemma, you created a disturbance around it. So now they're like, ugh, this is sucky, right? And I don't know if what I'm doing is gonna get it. It's not gonna resolve the issue, and I'm not gonna be able to just live with it and ignore it. Then you present your device. Your device is your plan, your strategy, your system, your tool, whatever your magic is that's going to address that dilemma and remove everything that they are dealing with right now. If they do what you want them to do and work with you, your device is what they need to connect with in order to get their results, right? So after you present it in such a way that it addresses the dilemma and everything that you brought up with the disturbance. Now, it may sound like it's a lot, but you can accomplish this in several good sentences, right? If you know how to use your words and arrange it, and it's a whole art and science to writing this. I'm just giving you the high level steps, but it's more involved, and you have to have somebody who's really good at writing copy to kind of guide you through this process. But you as a self-employed coach, you have to get good at writing your own copy before you farm it out to somebody else, or you at least have to be familiar with it, because the person that you delegate to do it, they're only going to be as good as the information that you give them. So you have to know what your copy is constructed from and your messaging so that you can give them good pieces to work with. Okay. So even if you're thinking, no, I'm just going to pay somebody to do that. Now you can pay somebody, but if you're not familiar with it, you won't know if they're giving you crap until you've already spent a lot of money on crap, right? You need to have the basics down pat. That's why this is so important. So anyway, you've presented to them your device, your strategy, your system, your tools, the plan, the design for them to follow you. And you're not giving it in great detail because, again, you are an expert. And expert results take time. So they got to work with you to get everything. There's no way you can look in somebody's ad and do it all yourself. If you could, what they have isn't very valuable, and you don't really have the problem because you already know what to do. But you give them an overview and kind of hit the highlights of what they really need. And you don't give it to them step by step, but you say, this is what you need instead. This is what you need to do instead, or this is what outcome you need instead, right? So now you're giving them hope. Now you're saying, instead of struggling and not sticking with the gym and trying all these fad diets, what you need is a lifestyle switch. This is where your device is being presented to the people who are reading your copy. You're saying you need a lifestyle switch that frees you up to not constantly be going on this roller coaster with your weight or whatever that is. I know each of you has a different solution that you provide, but you are showing them that there's an answer out there. Your device is your answer. And then now they have to make a decision. Now they have to make a decision. You've already shown them that it's not working out what you're doing and that there's hope. So now you need to get them to a place of decision. I've seen so many emails that I get in my inbox, and so many ads in my newsfeed where they're not really good at. They don't really cause you to have to make a decision about whether I'm going to stay where I am or move forward, right? They just let you kind of click away and not have done anything. And that's a waste of time. That's a waste of your effort as a marketer to get people to see that there's a negative situation, and you can say, I have another answer, but you have to say, hey, either you want to move forward, and it could be just a simple phrase. If you want to have this instead of that, but it's presenting that to them, then you give them your direction. And that's your call to action. That's what you want them to do. Don't ever put out a marketing piece without some type of directions. People don't know what to do next. You might assume, well, there's a button there, they'll know to click it. You got to tell them to click it. You got to tell them to go to the website. You got to tell them to go to this link. You got to tell them to buy such and such, and how to do it. You have to make those directions super easy to follow, right? You have to make those directions so where they're foolproof, because people are easily distracted. All they have to do is scroll a little bit and your ad is gone. All they have to do is close the email and your message is gone. Close the video, whatever that is. Your powerful messaging needs to tell them what to do and how to do it. Don't just say, buy this from us. How do they do it? They don't need to figure it out, because there's a million other people that will tell them what to do. You need to tell them what to do so that they can get to your solution. And so these are the secrets to writing powerful messaging that wins sales. You got to let them know what's in it for them, address them specifically, tailor your approach to demonstrate that you know who they are and what they're going through. Speak their language, words that they understand and words that they resonate with. And then you have to take them through the 6 Ds: dilemma, disturbance, doubt, device, decision, and directions. And when you are able to do that, you will see your conversion rates go up. You will see people dropping into your inbox and sales dropping into your bank account or into your credit card processor. You will see people coming to work with you. They'll be on your calendar. They will be connecting with you in some type of way. But it starts with you having effective and powerful messaging. And so maybe you've listened to this and you're like, MJ, okay, I get it. I hear what you're saying, but I don't know how to do that. Most people don't. If you're not an experienced marketer, a lot of these concepts, they can go over your head or they can seem overwhelming, and I get it. And that's why I want to invite you to engage with me in my upcoming Build Wealth While You Travel Challenge. Go to buildwealthwhileyoutravel.com. What we're doing over there is we're helping Black women to become coaches and escape the 9-to-5 grind by using what you already know and becoming an effective marketer so that you can create wealth and free yourself to travel the world. But you have to know how to market yourself to get the word out there. You can have a great skill set, but if nobody knows about it, they're not going to be able to engage with you. And so over in the Build Wealth While You Travel Challenge, that's one of the things that we work on is how to take what we just learned today and break it out some more so that you can learn how to write powerful copy that gets people to say, I need to act right now and get into this world, this woman's universe. We have a challenge going on this week, but we have another one coming up in a few weeks because we've had such a great response to the one we're doing right now. So when you go to buildwealthwhileyoutravel.com, go ahead and register yourself so that when the next dates are released, you will get that information. I think we're going to be doing it the third week of November, right before the week of the holiday. So you don't have to wait till you get deep in the holidays and get distracted to get started on building your epic coaching business, leveraging your expertise. So we're going to be doing that in the middle of November. Go ahead to buildwealthwhileyoutravel.com. Go ahead and register there so you can get the information. So when the next dates come out, you will get that information. If you are watching this and it's the end of October, go ahead. The new dates should already be out there. But if they're not out there, if it's still showing the October dates, go ahead and get registered and you will get the new information when it becomes available. But again, writing sales copy that converts and wins sales is a skill set that you have to build, and it can take a little bit of practice, but with the right guidance, with the right step-by-step instruction, you can become an effective copywriter. Even if you plan to farm that out later, you need to know what those pieces are and how to do it. So if you ever need to do it for yourself, if you ever have to fire your marketing company or something like that, you don't have to lose precious momentum because you don't know what they were doing. You need to know, at least at a cursory level, everything that's going on in your business so that you can know if you're getting a raw deal or whether things are on the right track for you. But it starts with you getting in on this challenge so you can learn the basics and get set up for success. So again, buildwealthwhileyoutravel.com is the website you need to go to get enrolled in our upcoming challenge. It's been my pleasure to share with you for this Lunch and Learn. I hope that you will join me again for our next episode. Meanwhile, go ahead and get in on our upcoming challenge, and we will talk soon. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.